Mentally and physically, success could be defined as getting up one more time after you've been knocked down over and over and over again. I'm T.Wood, and this is Triumphant Moments, where I highlight significant moments in life that are far beyond the surface to encourage, inform, and inspire people to triumph over their life's challenges. With me today, I have none other than Kimberly Dooley. Kimberly Dooley is a native of LA who graduated from UCLA's theater, film, and television program with honors. She's a professional actress by trade, working in film, television, and commercials. Acting is Kimberly's first love, but she's always felt a pull on her heart to work behind the camera. She has a strong desire to tell humorous stories that will uplift her community and culture. Kimberly began her writing and directing journey by joining a sketch comedy group where she wrote and directed sketches for her live comedy shows, for their live comedy shows. She currently owns a production company, Big Spirit Productions. The Dreamer series is the flagship project for the company, which is currently making its rounds on the film festival circuit. Everyone, welcome, Kimberly. How you doing?
Thank you, T.Wood.
How you feeling?
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
I'm good. I'm happy to be here.
All right. So, you know what? I know you can't necessarily consider it to be normal, but what would your normal daily routine look like in the mornings, like Monday through Friday? What is your mornings like? Do you get up? Do you do push-ups, sit-ups? Is there like a yoga, spiritual thing going on? Like, how's it look? What's it like?
I read the word first, do a little prayer, meditation.
Right.
I always start with God.
Gotcha.
It's so important to start the day and to set the tone for the day.
Wow.
Right? Then I work out. Not all the time, it depends on my schedule because sometimes I have things in the morning I have to do or get done, but I try to work out in the morning. And then I cook a lot, so I don't eat out hardly at all, so I cook a lot. So it's like either cooking my food or, I don't know, that stuff. And then it's usually auditions or if I'm writing or right now I'm submitting a lot of programs and fellowships. So I'm doing like that kind of stuff right now. And of course all the film festival stuff for Dreamers.
Yeah. In fact, we are at, what film festival are we at right now?
The American Black Film Festival 2022.
You better know it.
2022.
You better
Okay.
know it. So look, I wanted to get an idea, wanted all the listeners to get an idea of what was your household like growing up in LA? You know, siblings, mother, father, like how give us that picture, paint that picture for us.
Okay. So yes, I have two other siblings. I have a brother, Wayne Dooley. Then I have my sister, Dana Dooley, and we were raised by my mom, Jean. She's the strongest woman I know. She did such a great, I'm impressed with the job she did on her own, like by herself. My dad wasn't present. He was dealing with drug addiction. And so my mom had to like carry the weight, but she did an amazing job. And our house, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, So our home, like for entertainment, we would like watch TV or we would go rent movies and stuff like that. And so that's how like filmmaking got into it. Like we were just a house, and my mom loved movies, so that was our favorite pastime. So it was music and movies. Man. That was like on Friday nights, my mom would come home from work, we would like have a dance party every Friday night.
Come on now.
Yeah, it was fun. My mom's she's really, really fun. She's fun, but she's also structured.
Man, look, did you ever get stuck with like she having a specific? Was there a movie that she just kept watching over and over? Y'all got stuck watching it with her, or was like?
No, that's the thing. Okay. No, because there's so many movies out there and TV shows. Yeah. So yeah, we were always watching something new. I mean, we would see maybe certain ones, but she didn't have her favorite that she would watch over and over again. It was always something new, and so that's how I watch TV and movies right now to this day. I don't like watching the same thing over and over again. I like watch. Now I'll go back and do but if I watch something, I'm like, there's so much content out there now. Like I'm ready. Like there's so much to watch.
It is.
I'll still go back and watch some.
It is.
Some
See,
stuff like
as far as you and your sister now, they say usually so you're the older sister?
I'm the youngest.
Oh, you're the youngest. So would that make your sister the
She's
boss growing up? What was was she the boss growing up? Was she the middle child?
She's the middle child. So my brother, who was the boss? Let's see. My sister she was the boss of me for sure, especially growing up because she's the older sister, right? Yeah. And I always just wanted to hang out. Like I was the annoying sister that wanted to hang out with my brother's friends. Like, can I come? Like, can I come? Even with my sister. And my mom always made me and my sister like hang out. That's why we were truly best friends. We're in the same business, but there's no competition or anything like that, which I love because my mom, just for instance, how crazy my mom was.
Talk to me.
When we were in Girl Scouts, I'm younger than my sister, but she was like, no, they need to be in the same troop. Like, they need to be together at all times. Like, that's just what's going to happen. And my mom always made it happen. Not only that, when I was in middle school, my sister was on the dance team in high school, on the dance team. Right. And I was in middle school, Culver City Middle School. My sister was in Culver High. Right. And I was like, my mom was like, she talked to the coach and was like, yeah, I want my daughter to be. And they did it.
Your mama made it happen.
She's that woman. Yes, she makes things happen. Yeah. And so I would leave, I would get a pass to go to the high school like pep rallies and stuff and perform at a high school. And then I was in middle school.
Can I see hearing that she made things happen like that? So what about the moments that our parents have a very creative way of keeping us straight and narrow, correcting things when we act up. Did your mom have a very creative way of kind of keeping you in line on moments that,
what from the side? I'm a perfect child. What do you mean?
Look.
No. I honestly, she had the belt. We got whippings growing up, for sure. No lie. Yeah.
Y'all young folk don't know about that.
Oh yeah. But I didn't get that many because I wasn't bad. I was a pretty good kid. Overall. Like, seriously, I was. It was my brother. Wayne, don't hit me. It was more so my brother that was, he was the wild one for the most part. My sister and I are pretty mellow. We're pretty chill.
So I gotta ask, but between the two, who as far as discipline wise, who you think probably drew the most attention from mom? That's the way I say, drew the most attention as far as
my brother.
Okay, when it came to
he was great. Like my brother, he's very charismatic. You meet him, you would fall in love. He's like your best friend, and so yeah.
It's all love. We big bro. It's all right. It's all it's all love.
Yeah.
So I tell you what. So to kind of switch lanes here. So you graduated from UCLA's theater, film, and television program. Mm-hmm. So what motivated you to choose that major? Like what motivated that?
Right. Good question. So I was like pre-med. That was what I wanted to do. Like, I didn't even think about acting as a job. Like, I was like, I think I should be a doctor. Because my mom always was like, you should be a lawyer, doctor. Actually, she didn't want me to be a lawyer, actually.
See, okay.
She was like, doctor. And I was like, okay, I could do that, See. But then I took an acting class as an elective. And I was like, this is fun. I said, this is what I should be doing. This is what I should be doing. And then I got the bug, and then I was like, okay.
Could you help people understand, like, talk more about that, the bug? There's this feeling sometimes when you run into something, it could be around someone. Was it just this energy? How would you describe the bug, like that feeling? Like if you was to go a little deeper into it, how would you describe it?
Yeah, so I think it's basically joy. It's something that you find joy in doing. And so when I was acting, and even though I was so new to it and I didn't really understand it, I thrived and I was so happy. I had so much fun. And even though like throughout my childhood, like I said, I was watching movies all the time, and I was always around it, I just never thought of doing it as a career. But when I took that class, it was just joy. And I was like, oh, I can do this for like a living? Like this is what I can do?
Would you say love at first experience? Would you say that, or did it take still a little bit?
No, love at first experience.
Wow.
I just knew that this is what I needed to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
So overall, finish the sentence. My college experience overall was,
Oh my gosh. Life-changing. I'm so close. All my closest friends are from college right now. So I've built long-lasting relationships. We're all still pretty tight. And I was just talking to my friend Jocko. He's on New Amsterdam. He's a series regular on that show. And I was telling him about my bag being stolen. This is side note, guys.
Uh-oh.
Side note. My bag got lost.
Exclusive.
American Airlines lost my luggage.
I wasn't gonna say.
I still don't have it. But my friend Jocko, long story short, but anyway, we met in college.
Gotcha.
And even to this day, I told him the story because he was texting, like, seeing how I was doing. And I was like, my bag. He was like, I can call a makeup person, hair person. Like, he was on the phone, like, trying. Wow. I said, you know what? It's okay. I'm just going to go as is. Barefaced.
He was jumping too.
But he was there. So yeah, it was long-lasting friendships and just
keep friends like that.
Yeah. It was pretty awesome. And that, and then also just learning my craft, which was so awesome. Like and I don't know if people know this, at UCLA, the program, it's like you have to audition for your role, like to get into roles.
Jewel alert.
Right, you have to, there's no like, okay, I'm in the program.
Thank you.
Here's a part for you. It was competitive like it is in the real world. And I really like that. I mean, I got some few parts. But, it was competitive though. And I like that, and it prepared me for going out in the industry. It's very competitive. Yeah.
Would you say, so in general, we all have our college, there's this perception with college experience that it's primarily ramen noodles. Nothing against them, y'all. I had them in college, but there's this really challenging moments in college that you kind of dig yourself out of. Would you say you went through that also, or like how would you? Sometimes support from family, assists, but.
Yeah, because I went to UCLA. I'm from LA. I didn't have to experience that. Because mom's down the street. Like, it's not that far.
Lord.
She lives in Ladera, grew up in Ladera Heights. So it was never that for me at least.
Okay. I had ramen noodles in college. Yes, I sure did. For the record. So, look, I tell you what, there's one thing that I love that you pointed out is how you made some lifelong friends that developed from college. So, is it safe to say, in how you view friendship, are you a person that kind of, I guess, keeps, a plethora of friends? Like, is there a difference between associates and friendships? You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
And what is your perception of that? I guess your opinion of that.
Right. Yeah, I have a small circle.
See. Okay.
I have a very small circle that I call my friends.
See.
Yeah, and it's cultivated over time.
Thank you.
And it's not just, I just met you yesterday. Oh, you're my friend. Like, no. You're my associate, or, So I don't take friend lightly, and it's people who that that you can call up no matter what time it is, no matter what's going on, and they will come and they're like, I got you, I'm there. Even though I don't have to make that call, but when I did Dreamers, I had to make all the calls. When I was doing my project, my series, I had to call on so many favors. I'm very independent, but I was like, I had to call on every favor, and all my friends came through.
See,
Yeah.
Speaking of Dreamers, could you please enlighten everyone, what is Dreamers?
Dreamers is a short form comedy series. I shot 6 episodes. I wrote, directed, produced, and starred in it.
Y'all heard it.
I starred it alongside my sister, and it's about 2 codependent sisters who are navigating the ups and downs of life as artists in Los Angeles. So think Insecure meets I Love Lucy, and it's funny, and you rarely see Black women doing physical comedy.
Come on.
And so that's what we're doing with Dreamers, and it's a fun time.
Look, I wanted to, what my mother said, growing up, my mom always said, babe, you just keep living and you're going to experience some type of challenge in your life. If you wake up, you can breathe and have even just a couple of your senses, you're going to experience some type of challenge in your life. So when you think back to any moment that you might have experienced in your life, from your upbringing, even to within adulthood, what is something that may stand out to you that you've had to either find a way to cope with it and press forward, or you had to find a way to overcome it? What would that be? What moment would that be?
There's so many challenges in life, right? There's just, which one? But this is the biggest one. I was diagnosed with breast and lymph node cancer.
Wow.
And it isn't running my family, no one has it, I don't carry the gene, which I found out later. So it was just so random. Like, just to be diagnosed and going through chemo and radiation and not knowing what to expect or what was going to happen. I was stage 3, and it was further along, but by the grace of God, I'm still here. And when I tell you that was challenging, and my career was picking up, and I had to put a hold on my whole entire life. It had a big pause, until I was healed and ready. To get back out there. But that's why I did Dreamers, because I was like, life is too short. Tomorrow's not promised. Come on. And I said, okay, God gave me this idea, and I need to follow through on it.
Come on now.
You can't wait. There's no more waiting for, And going through that, it was one of the hardest things I've ever been through in my life, but it's also made me the strongest. Like, now I know, I'm like, wow. And now I don't sweat the small stuff at all. Like, once you do something like that, like, even, yes, I'm tripping off my bag being lost. but I'm not like tripping out. Like, I'm not flipping out like, oh no. Like, you don't sweat the small stuff anymore after going through something like that. And your outlook on life is totally different. You have a new perspective on life, and you're just so grateful. You're just grateful to be here.
In the process of, let's say this, of going through that, was it just something that was just building inside of you, each thing that you were like, what or who put that, I don't know if I want to call it a fight, that push, that desire to even press forward? Because truthfully, not everybody experiences what you've experienced and can sit here and hold this conversation like this, all right? So what triggered that for you? Was that planted by your mom, your upbringing? Was it just?
Yeah, I had a conversation with God.
Oh, yeah, spirituality.
At the beginning. Like, I'm not a crier, and even when they told me I had cancer, I didn't cry. Like, it took me a long time to get to that point. But I did have a conversation I did finally break down. This is a long story, but I ended up in the hospital, I almost died, I was in the ICU for 3 days. It was like it was not 3 days, 8 days. It was nuts. It was nuts. But I had a conversation with God, and He confirmed in my spirit that I was going to be okay. Like, I was going to come through it. And He was like, but you just have to go through it. And I was like, really? And I was like, all right, I got you. Lord, me and you. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be me and you. I'm gonna get through it. I just have to get through it. And so I just took one day at a time, and knew that there was going to be a finish line at the end of it, and I was going to come out okay and healed, and I'm cancer free right now.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Come on. Look, something that I thought was so profound. You said you knew you were going to get through it. You just had to get through it.
Yeah.
Could you elaborate on that?
Yeah, because no one wants to go through anything.
Thank you.
Nobody wants to I didn't. Nobody was like, yeah, I want to go through the fire. Yeah, let's do it. Like, no one wants to do it. But sometimes that's just how you get shaped as a person, right? You just grow. I've grown so much. I thought I grew, but after this experience, I was like, oh, I've grown leaps and bounds, I feel, because of that. But you have to go through it, and you have to face it head on. And that's what I did. I didn't run if my oncologist was like, we have to do this treatment, we have to do this. Okay, let's do it. We need to do, radiation, but we're going to be aggressive with it. Of course, I always get second opinions and stuff like that, but okay, let's go. Like, let's do it. You can't resist going through the fire. You can't resist it. You're just gonna have to, pivot, do what you have to do to get through it, to get done, to get to the finish line. God's gonna be there right with you every step of the way, and you have to trust that it's going to be. Yeah, it's difficult. It's not easy.
Thank you.
It's not easy.
Thank you.
It's not easy, but you have to do what needs to be done.
There's a saying that I've always pushed on, but sometimes you have to pull from what you've been through in order to conquer what you're going through. And so when I hear you press upon, hey, yeah, I know it's not gonna be easy, it's gonna be tough, but it's almost like you're saying you really have to get to a point where you make up in your mind, regardless of what challenges I'm facing, I'm going to at least stand here in the ring. Because honestly, standing in the ring, like, isn't that kind of making effort towards winning the battle? It don't have to be pretty, right?
No.
Kind of just standing there, being in the midst of it, just.
And you have to take those small steps too.
Thank you.
Just keep inching forward. Just inch. Even if it's an inch, it's a movement. It's movement forward. And life is not a straight line. You're going to be doing this and wavering and stuff like that. So, but just keep moving. You have to just keep moving forward. Any progress is good progress, and I have to tell myself that sometimes as well. It's like, any progress you're making moving forward, it's a blessing.
That is something, you literally just jumped to something that I wanted to point out for all of this, is because you don't just get through and then you're good. Rest of life, you know what I'm saying?
Please, I wish.
Come on.
I wish. Yeah, it's not the end. It's not like, oh, I battled cancer, now I'm good. Life is like amazing. Everything's perfect. But once you go through something like that, you're prepared to fight any battle, really. Because you're fighting, what's a bigger battle than fighting for your life?
Come on.
So now I'm like, okay, what you got next? Because it's coming.
See?
It's coming, but how do you handle the adversity? How do you handle the challenges? Like, how do you handle it?
Everyone understand that we'll always face some type of challenge, okay? I believe that a nice majority of the situation, as far as what can affect you, can be your perception of the situation, okay? So you're going to get hit by whatever that challenge is, okay? How are you going to handle it? How are you going to view this? How are you going to handle it? And the way that you describe, I know it's coming, I know that I'm going through, but look, I got to get through this, so I'm just going to take 1 inch a step, baby step at a time, and I'm just going to be here to survive, to the end. And it doesn't stop. It's continuous. It's continuous.
Yeah, there's always going to be something. If someone says I have a perfect life, they're lying. I mean, it's just the truth.
Come on, y'all.
I mean, what perfect? What? Doesn't matter how much money you have. You see people killing themselves, rich or whatever. Doesn't matter. Money doesn't solve problems or issues or anything. So, yeah, there's no perfect life.
First and foremost, what is I had to jump back because you really hit the mark on that. Is there any social media handles and things of that sort that people who just maybe want to follow what you're doing? Is there any projects, any additional projects that you have going on that you can mention right now?
Sure, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. It's at Kimberly Dooley. And then Twitter is @Kimberly Dooley. And upcoming projects, I'm working on writing a rom-com. So I'm writing that right now.
Could you explain what a rom-com is?
A romantic comedy. Which they're not
featuring T.Wood.
There's not a lot of rom-coms anymore, you know, especially for us. You know, I mean there are, but not a lot. There's not a lot of rom-coms, I feel. I think we need more. We have a lot of Christmas movies, but we got the Christmas movies on lock.
You're gonna find a Christmas movie.
Right. So anyway, I'm writing a rom-com. So hopefully that's gonna be my next project.
There's something that I call to create. I call it encouragement for free. And so no matter everything that we've talked about, or maybe your upbringing or something that you've experienced in your life, what is some encouragement for free that you can give and provide to all of the listeners of yours right now?
I would say find your purpose, something that you're passionate about. If you're in a job that you can't stand, that is just sucking all of your energy and it's draining, find something else. Find something that you're passionate about, that brings you joy, that fulfills you. Because no matter how much money you make, it's not about that. It's about how it makes you feel. And if you're doing something that you love and that brings you joy and peace, like what else do you need other than that? What else do you need? I mean, so I would encourage people, number one, find your purpose and your passion, because everything else will fall into place after that.
Wow. First and foremost, I appreciate you taking out time. Look, y'all, we in warm weather. We want to say warm weather. Is hot.
It's hot. It's humid hot.
Look at here. We're in Miami, Florida. Florida. See, shouts out to you too. Yeah, so I appreciate you taking out time in your day, because there's a lot of things going on here, part of the festival.
Yes, it's like nonstop. I was telling one of the founders, Nicole, and I was like, "There's no time to eat. Like I have so much. I have like a whole list of things I need to panels and screenings and events that I was like, what am I gonna eat? There's no time. I'm going back to back. Yeah.
Hey, y'all, look, when I get hungry, I will bite your finger off if I get to that point. Facts. Look at I'm 6'4", okay? Anyhow, I appreciate you taking our time to stay with me and to encourage our folks. I want y'all to know that Miss Dooley, listen, I didn't know about what she experienced in her life as far as with the experience with the cancer. I didn't know that until the moment she said it. I have to say this because up until this moment that she expressed that you expressed that, your energy, just being around you and what you put out there and just speaking with you, I mean, you would never know that you experienced what you just expressed right now. You would never know it.
Thank you. That's the biggest compliment. Thank you. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate your time. Anything you wanted to share? I'm just thankful.
No, I mean, I think we touched it. I think, this was great. This was so awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Yes.
As I've said before, everyone, sometimes in life you must fail in order to succeed, but one thing must stay certain. Under no circumstances do you ever, ever, ever give up. This is Triumph Promotes with T.Wood. I am with the great Miss Kimberly Dooley. Let's get it.